I respond?
Hello?
I'm saying, may I respond?
No, you must address me on the law. Because you
That is what I'm saying, my lord.
Also, you're saying?
I'm saying, may I respond?
Yes.
Yes. I think my colleague is running away from telling the court about what you read being a prejudice.
What?
Prejudice to the accused. These accused persons, my lord, have been arraigned to this court to answer the allegations that are contained in the summary of the substantial fact. And there is nowhere in the summary of the substantial fact where Kelly Khumalo is mentioned as a kingpin. Instead, in the summary of the substantial fact, Kelly is mentioned as a victim. Now, all along, throughout the testimony of Brigadier Gininda, Kelly Khumalo is branded as the kingpin, the person who organized the killing of the deceased, which is the reason why I am asking if at the very inception, at the drawing, at the preparation of the summary of the substantial facts, the state was aware that Kelly was a kingpin, so that when it decided to draw this summary of substantial fact, that should have been a factor to be taken into account, so that when these accused persons come and answer on the allegations that are against them, they know that amongst others, we are before this court to answer allegations that we were in consort. We worked together with Kelly Khumalo to assassinate Senzumiwa, and that is not there. They are now expected to answer on something that was initially not put to them at the beginning of the trial. Remember, my lord, when the charge is being put against this accused person, the summary of the substantial fact is also read into the record. That is part of the charge sheet. There is nowhere where they were called upon to come and answer that they worked together with Kelly Khumalo. That is the reason why I am basically asking, and I'm not trying to indict any person. I'm getting somewhere with this line of cross-examination as to whether or not at the preparation of this indictment was the state aware that Kelly Khumalo, without Kelly Khumalo, would not have been here basically. As per the testimony of Brigadier Gininda, we would not have been here because accused persons would not have had anyone to come. According to the allegations of Brigadier Gininda, these accused persons would not have had anyone to entice them to go and kill Senzo Meyiwa. But that is not contained in the summary of substantial fact. It doesn't matter, my lord, whether a person is charged or not charged, but the summary of substantial fact must contain the information that is contained in the case docket, so that when the accused persons are confronted with that allegation, they are able to respond accordingly. And that has not happened in this case, which is the reason why I am compelled to find out, because now they are expected in the middle of the trial to answer to something that has not been there at the inception of the trial. There's nothing wrong in me finding out whether or not at the time at which the decision was made, the state was already aware that Kelly Khumalo was a kingpin.
I mean something different.
No, okay, my lord, let me hear. When the court says it's different, in what way, my lord?
Let's play your question first, because you're into the merits, etc.
No, I'm responding to the state, man.
What were you responding about the irrelevance of this witness being cross-examined on the content of the indictment?
Yes.
Which, according to you, you're saying it's not relevant for this witness because it is the Director of Public Prosecutions who drafts the indictment, including even that panoply of facts.
Yes.
And that you also say that, but even that also doesn't bind the state.
Yes.
I thought that was what we were talking about.
Yes.
Now we're talking about Kelly Khumalo.
No, madam. The Director of Public Prosecution, yes, does draft an indictment, but he's drafting an indictment based on what facts?
Then I find
Who brings the facts to them.
Mr.
Yes.
You can argue those facts. But if you read that act,
Yes.
it says in
The
the
section.
It
Yes.
says in the opinion of the Director of Public Prosecution,
Yes.
not this witness.
That is correct, my lord. But now, if it is in the opinion of the Director of Public Prosecution and
Yes.
the witness includes something which, in the opinion of the Director of Public Prosecution, has not been included here, must we then fold our arms and say no? Because the Director of Public Prosecution has decided not to include this, we should also not take this witness on
Then
for
you,
that
should have,
evidence.
then you should have requested further particulars.
My lord, we did
No,
not.
no, no. That's the procedure.
Yes.
Am I correct, sir?
Yes.
Otherwise, we'll be here the whole day. When you are hit with, your client is served with an indictment,
Yes.
you've got a right to request further particulars and further and better particulars. Did you do that, sir?
Let me respond, my lord.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, fine.
There is no way where in the indictment it is mentioned that Kelly Komalo is a kingpin. Had that been mentioned from the onset, we would definitely have requested further particulars. There is nowhere in the indictment where it is mentioned that Kelly Komalo is a suspect. Instead, in the indictment, it is specifically mentioned that Kelly Komalo is a witness. How could we then have been enabled to request further particulars when we did not know that Kelly Komalo, in the mind of the investigating officer, Kelly Komalo is a kingpin?
But Kelly
This-
Kumalo, sorry.
Yes.
Kelly Kumalo is not charged in this court. I don't see it.
Yes, she is not charged, my lord,
Yeah,
by
so
the fact that-
why should I respond to that? I only respond to persons who are charged.
that is
Where
correct.
there's litis contestatio
Yes.
between the accused and the state.
Yes,
Kelly Kumalo, I don't know.
yes, my lord. Her not having been charged, my lord,
Yeah, you can argue that.
it's not
Ask that very question to this witness. Every question you want to ask him, ask him.
Yes. My lord, it's in respect of the provisions of section 144,
Yeah.
which has just been read here in court. And the reason why I'm standing up, my lord, I will just read subsection 3 only of section 144, which says, when Attorney General under section 75, 121 subsection 3, B or 122 subsection 2(1) arraigns an accused for a summary trial in a superior court, the indictment shall be accompanied by a summary of substantial facts
Yes.
of the case that, in the opinion of the Attorney General, are necessary to inform the accused of the allegations against him.
Yes.
So, my lord, my submission is that if the indictment, inclusive of the substantial facts, have been served and read into the record.
Let's keep one thing clear.
Yes.
That summary of facts doesn't bind the state. You can't. Am I right, sir?
Yes, indeed. That's what we've placed on.
Yeah, that's what's critical, because we're reading evidence now. We're including evidence in our argument.
Can I
The
finish?
charge sheet just says you are charged with murder in that on such and such and such a day you killed Ratamukhashe. Fine.
My lord,
Okay, go.
can I finish?
Yeah, finish.
Thank you. And it says, allegations against him and that which are necessary against him and that will not be prejudicial to the administration of justice,
Yes. Fine, no problem.
or a security of state, as well as list of the witnesses, addresses of the witnesses, and the Attorney General intends calling at the summary of the trial on
Right.
behalf of the state.
Yeah.
My lord, my submission is that as much as the summary of facts and the indictment, it's not binding to the state,
Right.
but it forms part, the substantial facts forms part of the record because they are read into the record. And the purpose of the substantial facts to be read into the record is to inform the accused of the allegations against him or her.
Yeah.
Then my submission, my lord, is that then if on the list of the substantial facts, there is a fact in which the
Effect for an allegation.
it's an allegation, my lord.
Yes.
Can I just rephrase it?
Yes.
There's an
That's it,
allegation.
yeah.
Specifically, wherein it refers to Ms. Kelly Kumalo as a complainant.
Is she a complainant?
My lord, I'm saying as is referred to here in paragraph 5, my lord. My lord, then my submission is that the defense should be allowed to seek clarity to the witness on the issues that appears or on the facts that appears on the substantial facts, my lord.
Okay, fine.
Can we maybe just have
Yeah.
another bite of the cherry? If my colleague is...
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Oh, okay. My lord, we just want to raise a point of procedure. My colleagues are at liberty to raise any point, to argue any point. Section 85 was at their disposal to object against the charge sheet. Section 106 was also at their disposal. Now we're busy with cross-examination, and now legal arguments have been raised in cross-examination. My suggestion, if they have any legal points to raise, they're at liberty to do so, to ask for an adjournment, to formulate such legal arguments. But at this stage, my lord, we submit that we're busy with cross-examination, and we should then focus on the cross-examination. If anyone wants to raise legal points, they may do so, file heads of argument, on which, we'll all respond. That is the state's suggestion.
You know what? I don't want to be accused of being unfair, even if I understand the law differently from what is being argued here about the merits. I'm here to decide on the merits. The arguments, I've got to listen to them, fine. The evidence, I've got to listen to it, and also thereafter decide whether the state has proven its case beyond a reasonable doubt. But you know what? You can ask this witness anything you want. Mister, anything you want. Anything.
No, my
I'm
lord.
talking like you. When you were proposing that there's nothing which you have touched which does not concern the case. So you
Yes.
can ask anything you want about the case. Okay, fine. That's my ruling.
As it is the
Yeah,
court, my lord.
right.
But again,
No, I've just ruled. Otherwise we'll be here the whole day.
yes, my lord, but I'm saying I also have to be informed by the fact that whatever I'm asking this witness, even if it is part of the case, it must be relevant.
No.
Yes.
You can ask anything you want of this witness, please. Because when you come to relevance,
Yes.
then you may have problems, like your learned colleague is saying. He's saying what you're asking is irrelevant because it is the Director of Public Prosecution who formulated that document and took a decision to charge the 5 gentlemen in front of us.
Yes, my lord.
So please just go on then.
But I think that objection loses sight of the fact that it is very same witness who introduced the notion that this case is prosecutor driven by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution. But nonetheless, I realize, Brigadier, thank you. I realize that apparently I'll not be in a position to get the answer to whether or not the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution was privy to the fact that Kelly is a kingpin when they decided to take a decision in this case. That I'm comfortable with. But nonetheless, let us proceed. Now, in terms of your testimony, you mentioning that he is just a recopy that Kelly is a kingpin and so.
Ufazi mbako uche ukele uyena wahamba phambili umenze udaleni lelita.
Yes, the evidence, my lord, that we collected suggests that she's a trigger point.
yebo ufakazi esibutholile ibona benza sibone ukuthi konke kusukela kuye.
Now, in terms of your investigation, could you find any motive why Kelly would have wanted to kill Senzo?
La ekuphenyeni wakho wathola yini ukuthi ngabe kuyisiphi isizathu sokuthi afune ukubulala uSenzo uKelly?
No, my lord, we looked at a number of things. I mean, that is why the court would recall, we even read the messages between her and the sister. But to say we found one specific motive, my lord, we've not got that. We are not there yet, my lord. We are still investigating anyway.
Sisaqhubeka nokuphenya angeke ngisho ukuthi ke kukhona isizathu esisodwa singathi isona anaso kodwa ke ziningi izinto esizibhekile saphinda futhi sabheka nemlayezo eyayithunyelwa phakathi kwakhe nodadewabo kodwa ke angeke ngoba saqhubeka nophenyo asikafinyeleli kulo.
Thank you, sir. What is prompting all this question is because as I listen to the evidence of the people who were in the house, Madlala, Longetwala, Zandile Twala, Zandile Kumalo, yes, I'm sorry, Zandile Kumalo, basically those are the three people who testified were in the house. They said, upon sense of being, and I'm not here to plead Kelly's case, but they said upon sense of being shot at, Kelly was very hysterical. She assisted in loading the deceased into the vehicle and she drove like nobody's business. She drove like mad trying to rush the deceased to the hospital. And then something says to me, okay, but then you can interpret the
lokhu okushiwa uMadlala noLongethwala noSizande Khumalo kuthiwa ke wayekhala kakhulu ngesikhathi ke eselingaziwe ukuthi uSenzo afakwe emotweni futhi ke washayela ngesivinini esikhulu.
Now,
family, this is Zebra Family Channel. Family, I thought I know MNISI, but I didn't know that there's this other side of MNISI. I only knew about Mngomezulu, that he can be a bull terror. But what I saw today, what MNISI, Advocate MNISI is doing, we don't miss Mngomezulu now. Because Advocate MNISI is taking on Advocate BALOI. BALOI is hiding something here. The way the charge sheet was drafted, the defense were never given a full closure about the case, how the case has to go. That Kelly was the mastermind. It was not written. He is portrayed there as something else, not as mastermind, because it should have been brought up when they brought the case charging these guys, but it was never brought up. And what I realized, both guys, MNISI, not MNISI, Brigadier Gininda and BALOI, the friendship is finished. Everybody is fighting for his life. There is a crack that is there. And Brigadier Gininda doesn't want to take any nonsense from BALOI. He is saying it as is, that I brought charges about Kelly. This is what we found. And because he was working with BALOI, they decided not to charge Kelly Khumalo. That was their decision. As to why, it is not clear, because now Brigadier now has cracked the ice. There is no way now that they can put the ice. The puzzle now is already damaged. There is no way of putting the puzzle together. Everybody's saving his job now. Gininda is saving his job. BALOI has to save his job. He has to play his dirty tricks like he's used to know how to play them. And Brigadier Gininda now said, enough is enough. I'm not going down alone. If we go down, we all go down. That is what is happening now in court. Because now, Advocate MNISI is confronting them with facts and Mshololo, bravo, to back up your colleague. You did a wonderful job. I salute you guys. You stand up to the bullies and you show them the way that the law goes this way. No matter how much the judge will try to do whatever he's trying to do, but to show that now everything has gone loose. When the judge had to mediate, he he decided to come up and say to MNISI, you can ask any question, anything you want to ask. He is surprised how these guys have turned to be what they are now. I want to applaud MNISI and Mshololo for standing up to each other. Because as much as BALOI was reading the law, and Mshololo was also preparing on the other side that I will stand up again and just tell them that they read the wrong one, they have to read it. If they wanted to read, they must read both. So Mshololo read the one they did not read there. I didn't know MNISI is this kind of a bull terror. Oh, goodness gracious God. I am salute MNISI. Window order, MNISI. Window order. We thought you were a little bit cool, but what you have shown us today, now we believe that you are in a ready fight. Keep fighting. We are behind you. Because that's how a lawyer fight for his client or her client. You don't look at your client being run down and just keep quiet. You are doing a good job. Keep it up. What do you think, family, about what MNISI has just shown us today? I think he's doing a wonderful job. Just drop your comment, like, share, and subscribe. We can see that something is being cooked in that court. And the cooking now, it's not working. The puzzle is not connecting. There's a crack between BALOI and Brigadier Gininda now. The friendship, it's broken. The puzzle has fallen apart. Drop your comment. What do you think about what MNISI has just done? And bravo, bravo, bravo.